The Illinois State Fair, the smell of corn dogs in the air, but more importantly, the smell of live music again. Remember what that's like? Yeah, that's a thing that's back. It's really cool. This band is going to be there, Plush, Friday night, 7:30, the Grand Central Stage. Enjoy them in the Reich Pavilion. You can get all the info at WQLZ.com. I am Heff. This is the Green Room. If you're watching this interview, share the link so you don't stink. We're going to talk with them about the music and all this different cool stuff. And if you really like it, go ahead and comment down below and we can share the love. What's going on, Plush? How are you guys doing? Good?
Good. Yeah, we're doing great. Thanks for having us.
So just introduce you guys for people that don't know who you are. This is the student orientation when you're a freshman at a college. Yeah.
Well, I'm just a little from left. Okay, well, I'm Mariah, and I am the lead singer and rhythm guitar player for Plush.
Mm-hmm. Cool.
I'm actually Siva. I play bass and I do backing vocals.
I'm Bella Perron. I play lead guitar.
I'm Brooke Colucci and I play the drums.
I saw this once on MTV in the 80s, so I thought it was something I had to do again, and 30 years later. So that's how it came out. How did you guys come together? Because a lot of you guys had successful careers on your own, and it was like I was talking to somebody about this, and we compared it to like the Power Rangers. They all could be superheroes in their own right, but here we are. We got a Megazord, and then you guys are also very much an outstanding unit. You're all individual players. You had successful things. Mariah and voice. Bella had a huge presence. You guys are all great players in your own right. Could do great things. But how did the band come together? Like, what was the contact? What was like? Yeah, let's do this. Because you could have won different options here. You guys are getting drafted in the league. You can pick the team you want to play on here in a minute.
Well, I know for me, it was more of like because I did the solo thing for a while, and it was just, Mariah for Mika or Mariah for Mika band or whatever. And, the pandemic hit, and I just had some time to reflect and stuff. And I just wasn't 100% happy with what I was doing. I knew that from a very young age, I knew that I wanted to be a part of a band. I did not want to be a solo artist. Everybody that I looked up to, they were all in bands, and I just knew that I needed something more. And then right around that time, it was so crazy because, naturally in the pandemic, I guess everybody was on social media more. And so I noticed Brooke online, and I was just like, holy crap. Like, this girl is ridiculous on the drums. And then I realized that she didn't live too far away from me. So I was like, oh my gosh, we have to jam. And we did.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, I love how graceful Brooke is about it. Yes, I was the one.
Our dads got into contact through a venue that we both played, near where we live. And it was just, the chemistry was great when we got together and jammed.
How much is your dad bragging about that now to people when you guys play shows? See, I put this all together. I was the power maker. Yeah, I would be that dad. I would be that dad. It'd be like, see, I'm proud of my girls. I'm proud of those girls. Yeah, I would be that guy. I just before we were about to record here, you guys were laughing and you're like, oh, we just took the best picture ever and all these different things. And I'm just like, oh, I feel like a jerk. I'm just interrupting the party just by asking silly questions about the show coming up here at the State Fair. You guys have gotten on the road and done some shows. But I mean, you guys have gotten on the road and started doing some shows. You started in the pandemic. So you guys, it's still a fairly relatively crazy time to start a band because of like people haven't been able to do full-fledged touring just yet, and you guys are just getting out there. Is that exciting? Because you guys have a really great sound that reminds people of things, but it's your own thing, and now you guys get to go out and do it again. How cool is it to go out and do shows now? Because you've been working on this for a while, and now you guys get to take it out of the box, basically.
It's been amazing. I mean, it was definitely unique with all of us like forming in the pandemic, and of course with like our first single Hate like taking off and doing so great on the charts. It's one of those things like for me where like it's amazing seeing it like on Billboard and all that, but it didn't really hit me until we started doing like live shows and like seeing some people like singing along. It was pretty insane. So it's definitely amazing getting to like get out there and play shows now.
100%.
Yeah.
Is there something different about live shows that didn't expect? Because there's something people always learn. It's like, oh, I don't like traveling. I just realized how much I don't like being in a van, or I don't like this. And then you're like, oh, wait, no, this is fun, or I enjoy this. Is because it's for you guys, a lot of you guys, this is probably a relatively new experience, a revived experience. You know, like I'm doing stand up and I was like, oh, it's right. We have to drive 3 hours somewhere to go do a gig or something like that. Is there something different about the experience you guys weren't expecting that kind of surprises you doing it now, or the way crowds are responding to you guys?
I feel like all the differences have just been so good. Like all the unexpected things have just been so amazing. There's just been so many amazing unexpected interactions with people that we wouldn't have had if we weren't in this position, that I just know that we are all so grateful for. So it's just been amazing to be able to experience this all, especially together.
Right. And I know, like, I hadn't played a show in over like a year and a half since.
Exactly. Yeah.
And so I personally forgot what it was like to play in front of a crowd, because we were doing like so many virtual things, which are fun, but it's just not the same. And so I forgot what it was like, and to be back on a stage, and our first time playing as a band was just incredible. And it was a very new feeling for me personally, playing as a band and being a unit and a team. I loved that about it, you know, before, because it was solo stuff before, and it just wasn't, it's just a different vibe, you know. It's just, I know 100% that this is what I'm supposed to be doing in my life, you know, with these girls.
Yeah.
I've heard from people I've been able to chat with a couple of people who've been able to see you guys play, and they say it's a very, very special show. It is not just another band on stage doing something. And that's worth adding, because you guys were all kind of known for, a lot of people get known in music for doing cover work and then covering different artists that people know and developing a following and then going and doing your own thing. And to some degree, you guys did that with The Voice and different things online. How cool was it to say, we're writing our own songs? We are a completely original band. Yes, you know us from this. Was there something liberating about that? Because it's nice to do those things. And I don't know if you guys do any covers live. I've heard there's some things that you guys might do, but I don't know for sure. I'm not going to ask, because the surprises are cool. But is there something liberating about doing your own music? Because you guys, the singles you guys put out are really, really good and really play up your skills and stuff like that. Is it liberating to do your own music now?
Absolutely. Like I did the posting covers on YouTube and my socials for a while. And, you know, I still love playing covers, but there's nothing quite like playing a song that you wrote the parts to, you know, and just like seeing the crowd react in such a positive way to something that you wrote is just, I don't think there's a better feeling. It's amazing.
Has there been a show where you guys look in the crowd, or you see something, or you see a reaction, you're like, yep, this was a good idea. Like this was a good idea. Or is there anything specific about that? Because that's something I'm hearing from bands all the time. Like, we didn't know a crowd was going to do that. We didn't know we were going to meet this type of person. I know I'm talking about surprises, but I think there's something special now as people are getting back and the world is reopening. Is there any reactions you've seen from people, or maybe even from other bands that you're playing with? You're like, oh, wow, this is pretty cool. Didn't know we were getting that.
Yeah, everything's just been an incredibly pleasant surprise. Our first show is a couple weeks ago, opening for Daughtry, and I think we were all excited, but we weren't sure exactly how well our set was going to go over. With it was pretty much all of it was unreleased originals, so a bunch of stuff people haven't heard ever before. And when we finished our set, we got a standing ovation, and it was just definitely something we were not expecting at all. And of course, everyone in Daughtry was so insanely nice, and same for Mammoth too.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, such a positive, welcoming experience.
Yeah.
And that's a crowd that's a majority of that crowd probably doesn't know who you guys are yet. You know, they've only heard about you, you know, and to have that experience very early on, it just makes you feel good. We made the right call, you know, because you're doing it all inside. You don't get to try it out in front of anybody or something like that. So you're just flung out there. All right. So the silly stuff, have you guys been able to be on the road yet and do anything ridiculous, on the road outside of shows? And
Let me tell you. Let me tell you something. this whole band is pretty ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like as people.
Yeah.
I mean, all we do is just ridiculous stuff, and it's like it's so funny because I'm like, we always are like, if we're like, damn, if people knew us, they'd be like,
What the fuck?
they'd be like, yo,
Getting serious?
I know. We're definitely that weird band.
Well, what are some of those things? Like, what is something that happened on the road that you guys laugh at that other people be like, what? Those girls are weird. What are they up to? Like, what do they do?
So I have, do you remember Squirmels, like the little like fuzzy worm things?
Vaguely, it was like a toy, right? Like a
They're on strings.
Yeah, they're like a string.
Yeah.
okay.
So I have one that I found like years ago. And I take him everywhere with me, and I made him an Instagram account. His name is Don Gill Official, if you want to follow
Okay,
him.
you're gonna see Plush Friday night, 7:30. They're gonna be.
And when we played this show with Chris Daughtry, so I was too nervous to ask him to take a photo with Don Gill, but Mariah's brother is very outgoing, and he was there. So he
Wait, you named the toy Don Gill? Am I correct?
Follow him on Instagram.
Don Gill Official.
You're pushing the toy's Instagram before your band's Instagram.
Listen, I told you.
The manager is gonna call girls. What are we doing? Why are we pushing this toy Instagram? All right, we got cities, we got shows we're gonna sell. You play with toys.
Endorse us.
You were saying you wanted to take a picture with Chris Daughtry. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt with my
Yeah,
silliness.
so
You got me yelling about the toys now.
I was too nervous, so Mariah's brother, who's very outgoing, helped me out, and he went up to Chris Daughtry with Don Gill and was like, "Can you take a photo with him?" And Chris Daughtry is the absolute best. He was so amazing, and he took a photo with Don Gill.
Hey, multi-platinum recording artist Chris Daughtry. Let's a little bit about. I know people take pictures. Can you take a picture with this inanimate, silly object that only like me and a dozen other people care about? So if you guys could do that, I like this. You guys are having fun. You're a genuine group of people because sometimes bands get together. I'm like, yeah, I play in a band, but I'm not friends with those people, or I'm going and doing this comedy thing, but I know those people. I'm just not buddies with them. Whatever. You guys seem like genuine friends now. Does that make this a lot easier?
I honestly couldn't be like, I'm the type of person where I can't work with people this closely who I genuinely don't love. I just can't do it. And so, yeah.
If you had the one person in the band's like, listen, knock it off with the toys, okay? This is serious. And this is guy still, You guys what's the next toy that you guys are gonna get? Is there a new mascot? Is there a competing mascot in the band? Is there a different Don Gill? Is there another plush mascot that's competing for attention of plush? I did not mean to do that. That was not intended at all.
Max Seeker.
You could of course find Don. Where can we find Don Gill? Where can we find Don Gill on Instagram if we're looking for it?
On Instagram is Don Gill Official, right?
Yeah, it's Don Gill Official.
Official.
Follow him on Don Gill. You can see him eating sushi. You can see him with Chris Daughtry.
With an
egg on a
bush. Him like on a disco ball.
Yeah.
Well, how is this plush doll living a better life on the road? Apparently, eating sushi than you guys might.
He has a house and everything too.
Yeah, I bought him a little like thing to put him in so he doesn't get like messed up when he's traveling. He has a little
Right.
I appreciate the silliness of this. Definitely check them out online. I'm going to say it. They're probably the fastest rising band in rock music right now. And you're going to want to say that you saw this interview. And most of all, that you saw them at the Illinois State Fair this Friday. Coming up this Friday, you want to be there and see them on stage at 7:30 Grand Central Stage in the Reich Pavilion, Illinois State Fair. Get some food, have a good time at the fair, mask up, get your jabs, come out and have a good time, all right? You're going to want to see this Friday night. Also, it's worth noting you get to see the show with your admission to the fair. So, Plush, where can they find you guys online if they're looking to follow your music or check you guys out or enjoy maybe some more new music that's coming soon, if possible?
Yeah.
Yes.
You can find us at Plush Rocks on Instagram and Twitter. And on Facebook, we're Plush Official. And we also have a website that you can head over to, plushrocks.net, for our upcoming album release and for more shows and dates.
Do you have a time frame when you think you're going to drop your album? You have an idea at all?
Yeah, we're going to have a single coming out towards the end of summer, and then the album's supposed to be coming out in October.
Cool. That's all with digital stuff. You can be real loosey goosey with now when you drop stuff. So it's pretty cool. Plush, I thank you so much for coming out. I hope Don Gill and the road is treating you well, and you guys have a great time with us Friday night at the Illinois State Fair. Thanks a lot, guys.
Thank you
Thanks so much for having us.
Appreciate it.